Hello YouTube, I am on Midnight Alpha, I'm checking out Survival Hunter and showing some gameplay for you guys. I did do a video talking about all the changes so you can check that out. But now I'm actually just going to run through this dungeon, show off some of the gameplay loop, I guess, show kind of how things are looking, how it's feeling to just run around and fight things on. So you can see here I'm going to go into like a big cooldown window. You can see how things are looking here. Got Stampede's running. Currently on pack leader right now, and they've retained Stampede, so they've retained our tier set that we currently have. So that's pretty cool. So we do have Stampede, but yeah, I'm gonna go through this. I'll show some Sentinel, I'll show some pack leader, I'll talk about some of the things that have changed, and just show off some of the gameplay. So what I've found so far, because I was doing a little bit of testing as I was getting ready to like make this video and stuff, and what I found with some of the testing is that it does sort of, it still feels like Survival Hunter, it still kind of plays like Survival Hunter at its base, even though we have lost some things. It's just a more simplified version than we even have right now in the War Within, right? Which, I would say right now in the War Within, it's not like a mega simplified version. There's still some things like knowing when to, I mean, there's like Kill Shot glowing, there's Explosive Shot glowing, you've got Flanking Strike available, Butchery available, you're wondering like, what should I be pressing? You got bombs overstacking. You know, like you've got stuff going on there. So this is a bit of a watered down version, a more simplified version. But I'll get into all that. But Sentinel's had some changes. Pack Leader's had a couple updates as well. And overall, it feels good. Like it's fine as a base foundation. They could probably amplify things a little bit, but we'll see how things go. And that's just like a quick rundown of how it's feeling right now. In terms of what I'm running, so we lost Flanking Strike, though it's kind of been condensed down into what's now called Takedown, but formerly known as Coordinated Assault. Those two things have been condensed together, which kind of makes sense because they were sort of doing a similar thing. In many ways, they're both charging you to your target. And you could probably just like condense them down, and you're using them together and whatnot, so you could probably just condense them down there. Butchery's kind of been added into Raptor Strike as a Apex talent. Like that's sort of what's happened here, is your Raptor Strike has a chance to just swipe in AoE, and then you could make that 100% chance with these improved Apex talents during your takedown window. So your Raptor Strike is sort of going to swipe for you. They've removed Mongoose Bite as like an advancement of your Raptor Strike, right? Like, you just have Raptor Strike, and then Mongoose Bite is just a maintenance buff that's happening now. So you're not, like, selecting Raptor Strike or Mongoose Bite, right? So you are just running Raptor Strike all the time now. Mongoose Bite is sort of there, but it doesn't work the same. You just have these overlapping stacks, which you can see at the top right of the screen there. I know it's a little bit hard to see, but you just have these overlapping stacks, right? In fact, I've just thought I can turn on the cooldown manager for you guys, and it might make some of these things a little bit easier to see for you. Cool. Right, I think it should default track my Mongoose Bite there. So then we've also had Explosive Shot removed. We've had Serpent Sting removed. So you're no longer spreading Serpent Stings. You're not using Explosive Shot. Kill Shot's been removed as well. They've removed Fury of the Eagle and replaced it. They've removed Spearhead and replaced it. So we now have Flame Fang Pitch, which is just like an empowered bomb. I can show you, so I'm just going to throw this here. It's going to burn the ground and just like keep pulsing damage here on that burnt ground, which my tank has conveniently pulled the mobs out of, so that's really good. And then we have this thing, Boomstick. It's basically a reskin of Barrage or a reskin of Fury of the Eagle, whatever you want to call it. It's just a reskin of that. Now you're just shooting a gun. You can channel it, you can move whilst channeling, and it's got some like embellishments that you can apply. You can make it do more single target damage. You can make it give you more Mongoose Bite stacks. You can make it reduce your bomb cooldown. Flame Fang Pitch can either have, you can get an additional charge and it reduces your bomb, or gives you a charge of bomb. You can have Wildfire Imbuement, which just makes you and your pet's attacks and abilities deal damage, like an additional damage, which could have some gameplay there with certain builds. You then have just, and that's a lot of the stuff going on there. I'll show you some Sentinel in a moment. But yeah, like I say, Stampede's built into Pack Leader. We have this Hatchet Toss only if you're playing Pack Leader. So Hatchet Toss here, no cooldown or anything, it's just 30 focus, but it sucks. Like, if I use it right now, it just does peanut damage. Just 1,500, I mean, Kill Command's doing 1,000, right? Like, and it's cost the same as a Raptor Strike, and Raptor Strike is doing 8,500 or 4k non-crit, and things are scaling with Raptor Strike, right? So Hatchet Toss isn't really doing much. However, when you summon your Boar, which I just have, you can see Hatchet Toss here is going to cleave and do big damage. So it cleaved there, and it just hit on everything. 4,500 or 10k if it was a crit. So, yeah. Can I get out of this? I cannot get out of this. Oh, these mobs suck. Oh, you want to kick those. So I can, like, Flame Fang pitch here. I can throw a bomb. I can do my boomstick. Then I can go into, I can summon a pet, do a takedown window, summon another pet, and then I'm just Raptor Strike, Raptor Strike, Raptor Strike, which is a 100% chance to cleave here and swipe. I'm building up my Mongoose Bite stacks. So some of these changes I kind of like the Mongoose Bite change, I don't mind. I'm alright with that. We've lost Tip of the Spear though, which is, you know, some people are going to be sad about that. Tip of the Spear was, I believe it was your kill command that's giving you stacks of Tip of the Spear, which is then going to increase the damage of your next ability, whatever that ability may be. So you were like making sure that you were kill command weaving in quite a bit so you'd keep in your tip stacks. Forgive me if I'm wrong there on that, but I believe that's how it was. But now it's there in name, but no longer in spirit. So Raptor Strike damage increased by 15% and its focus cost is reduced by 5. So there's just a lot of stuff now that's just increasing your Raptor Strike. If I just do Raptor. See, there's a lot of stuff here on the tree that's like impacting Raptor Strike, right? And then even more so if you play Sentinel. There's a lot of stuff there on Sentinel that's being enhanced. So I'll show you a base cooldown window, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty of how things can kind of be adjusted a little bit, right? So I'll go into... So this is the thing, right? So during your takedown, you have a 100% chance for your Raptor Strike to cleave. So in my head, that makes me think that takedown means spam a lot of Raptor Striking, because as well, when you eventually have enough talent points at max level to grab Raptor Swipe, your Raptor Swipes are going to do additional damage from your pet and give you stacking haste that can overlap. So 3% haste for 10 seconds, which is the duration of your takedown window. So you'll get big haste during that. So it'd be... I think... the idea, because there's two ways that you can play this, right? You can get two charges of Flame Fang Pitch and a Boomstick, and you can press Takedown, and then you can double Flame Fang Pitch, or Flame Fang Pitch at the beginning, then Boomstick, send some bombs, and then Flame Fang Pitch at the end. Like, do something like that, or like Raptor Strike instead of the bombs, whatever. Because you're also going to get the increased damage from your Takedown. So if these things, if Flame Fang Pitch and Boomstick do enough damage outcompete the haste stack and the Raptor Strike's Raptor Swipe damage, then you would do that. But then that kind of means that your Apex talent is kind of dead. So I don't think they'll do that. I think what's more likely to happen is that you're probably just going to send these things, so Flame Fang Pitch, Boomstick, Bomb, then use a takedown window, Raptor Strike spam, then you would like Bomb and then Flame Fang Pitch at the end, right? Like when your takedown window is over. That's what I think you are more likely to do. But we'll see how things end up playing out. So let me show you this window here. So I can start just by getting everything stacked up, send a bomb, I can Flame Fang Pitch, then I can Boomstick. Gonna send another bomb here. Now I can go into my takedown window. And now I'm just Raptor Striking, and it's just cleaving, right? I don't even need to kill command because I'm getting so much energy back. Now I can bomb again. Cool. So there's a chance that you're going... Well, when you have enough haste, you are absolutely going to overcap on bombs, and I don't know whether or not it'll be worth using even just one bomb during your takedown window, or whether you are just going to Raptor Strike to oblivion. It would be kind of a boring cooldown window, I think, because outside of your cooldown window, you're doing a lot of, like, Raptor Striking anyway, because you don't really have many other abilities to do. So, like, I can double bomb here, but now I've got nothing left to do. obviously, I will say, you guys don't have the context of this, but I am not really running any bomb reduction talents right now, because just doing more bombs is fine. You guys get that that will happen. So I don't need to necessarily show that. And I'm running really low haste because I'm level 83 in dog gear. So I can't really get my reduction that low anyway. So, obviously, bomb would have a lower cooldown right now. Oh, I've got into a cooldown window. There's not enough mobs. Stampede quick. But obviously, like, you'd be cycling in more bombs outside of your cooldown window. And then maybe during your cooldown window, you just emit everything and just Raptor Strike. Like, maybe that's the intent. Well, hatchet toss big. So that's kind of the situation in terms of general gameplay. Now, Pack Leader doesn't change your gameplay too much. You have the Boar, which makes your hatchet toss do 120% increased damage, and then also cleave. So you're looking to throw those in every once in a while. You've got Stampede. I mean, there's things here that increase your... Like, the way I think Pack Leader is supposed to be built is bleed damage increased by 20%, and then you also have your auto attack from you and your pet increase, give you 2 focus. Or your auto attacks give you 2 focus, your pet's auto attacks give them 2 focus, and then your auto attack damage increased by 15%. So this is very much like attack speed bleed based. We do have the ability to dual wield now with Survival Hunter, so keep that in mind. And then you have things on the tree like Lunge. Damage of your auto attacks increased by 25%. Cooldown of your bomb reduced by 1 second. This has been changed since Alpha came out. So Alpha came out, this got added, and it's been changed since then and updated. It used to be your auto attacks reduce your bomb by 0.5 seconds per attack. That would have been really good with dual wield. That's now been changed to just a flat 1 second reduction. Then you have bleed effects, deal 16% increased damage if you take both nodes. You have Bloodseeker. You and your pet gain 10% attack speed. This is something we currently have and have had for a while. So you can get 100% increased attack speed if you have 10 mobs. Or, well, yeah, for every bleeding enemy. Yeah, so you need 10 mobs. It's not per bleed. So you can get increased attack speed there. Takedown from flanked from this talent node increases your attack speed by 100% during your takedown window. And then you have your bomb, Wildfire Bomb. Periodic effects are now considered a bleed from your Wildfire Bomb. So you can have more bleeds going and get extra damage on your periodic effect from your bomb. You then have things like Wildfire Imbuement, which is when you throw Flame Fang Pitch, you and your pets' attacks and abilities are going to do additional damage, like just do an extra 300 damage. So if you're on a single target and you're dual wielding and you've got a bunch of attack speed and stuff, particularly during your takedown window, you can be pumping a single mob, or even in AoE, you can just have funnel, right? Because that's where Bloodseeker is going to come into play in AoE. You then have some additional stuff. I believe there's like other things that can give you some attack speedy stuff somewhere. There's this here. So Strikers 1, your damaging abilities provoke your pet to attack, and then you have Strikers 1 now cleaves and does more damage. And then Kill Command Crit Strike. When Kill Command Crit Strikes, it bleeds its target for some damage over 5 seconds. And then each damage over time effect on a target increases your Crit Strike. So there's potentially some gameplay here. Like, I'm thinking Pack Leader is likely designed to be more of like a single target spec or hero talent that has AoE application, rather than it being the designated like Mythic Plus go-to, right? I think this will more so be single target, and to be honest, I'd be down with Pack Leader single target. Like, the playstyle, although not mechanically mega active, I think could just be kind of cool if it's tuned to do a lot of damage. Generally speaking, auto attacks doing all of your damage is not the most fun thing, but I guess when there's interactions from that, you know, okay, maybe. Let's unroot this dude. Yo. We saved him. What even was that? What even was that? Right, let me show you guys some Sentinel now. So, as you can see, there's a lot of Raptor Strike interactions here with Sentinel. I've got Raptor Strike typed into the search tool here. So you can see all of these talents are affected by Raptor Strike, or are going to be improving Raptor Strike. So, the way that Sentinel is going to work is, again, Both builds are running around bomb damage and bomb being a core part of your rotation, but Sentinel leans more into Raptor Striking, or benefits more from Raptor Striking from what I can see, and looks to give you a lot of funnel as well. It seems right now both hero talents have access to some funnel. A Sentinel's been redesigned. It's no longer going to throw down that stupid circle that your tank would immediately move mobs out of. It's instead just going to mark a target. Or, well, kind of. So, here's a boss. This will be perfect. So, Raptor Strike is going to, has a chance to mark your target, which is then going to take, cause them to take increased bomb damage. There's an 80% increased bomb damage on that target, but it can be buffed to 130% if you take this talent here. So now your bomb is going to be doing AoE, but also actually giving you primary target damage. So that's good. That's really good from like a Mythic Plus design, but also from a raid design. If you're on a boss like Araz, for example, your cleaving adds an AoE, but you still want to be hitting the boss. You want to be focusing that down, so you're not sacrificing boss damage to gain, or yeah, you're not sacrificing boss damage to gain some AoE. Or by doing AoE, you're still doing boss damage. So yeah. Bless you. Then you have Raptor Strike has a chance to summon a Sentinel, which is going to reduce your bomb cooldown. So more Raptor Strikes means more bombs, which means more damage there. Raptor Strike is also going to deal damage over time to the target. So that's an extra dot. That's something to consider. Then, and that's just passive. Wow. Okay. I didn't even realize that's just permanent. Okay. Then Raptor Strike's damage is increased. Takedown duration is increased by 2 seconds. That's your big cooldown now. So you're going to get 12 seconds. That's pretty good, actually. Then you have Stargazer, which is a really good talent. So Raptor Strike grants you 2% crit strike damage for 10 seconds. Multiple applications may overlap. So this is something with Survival right now that this is its core, like, or very core to its design right now. There's a lot of overlapping. Bless you, but that's the last one. So there's a lot of multiple applications may overlap. In fact, if I just type in the word, can I type in the word multiple applications? Okay, yeah, okay. We got a couple things here. So we've got Mongoose Fury, which is gonna Mongoose Bite, right? Stacking increased damage to Raptor Strike. You've got stacking crit here. You've got from the Apex talent stacking haste whenever you get a Raptor Swipe, which is a 100% chance during your takedown window. You've got Lethal Calibration. Your Wildfire Bomb increases your crit strike damage by 15% for 12 seconds. You then have on the tree here crit strike damage and crit strike chance. And Scene. So I actually want to take these talents. I want to take a couple of these talents. Yeah, I want to take this Outland Venom, because this could be pretty cool. What can I drop? Can I drop this? Boomstick damage? Deal 20% increased crit strike damage on your Raptor Strike and Boomstick. I mean, that's really good as well. What can I even drop? I can drop Flame Fang Pitch for now. Alright, whatever. I lose one rotational ability. Who cares? They've already taken the rest away from me. So, I don't have the Raptor Swipe. Oh, no, I need Raptor Swipe. Oh, yeah, I can get it if I drop that. So now I can drop Explosive Expert, and I can grab Mongoose Rounds, which is going to give me quicker stacking Mongoose Bite stacks. So when I use my Boomstick, for each blast, it does 4 blasts. For each blast, I'm going to get a stack of Mongoose Fury, so I can very quickly get some stacks up. So I'll show you guys. You can just see the amount of stats I am just gaining. Maybe I can show my window here. Maybe this would be really good actually as well. So you just look at how my stats grow as we fight this boss. So I can go in with a bomb. I can then Boomstick early. I'm then going to leave this with a bomb, because I want that crit, and now I'm just Raptor Striking into Oblivion. We get Bloodlust. I'm keeping going. I want to re-bomb. Now I can Chakram there, and now we're out of our cooldown window. But you can see all these stacking, like, my crit's still going up there. I've got the haste there. Whenever I'm getting a swipe, I've got my Raptor Strike stacks. Then I've got whenever I'm throwing a bomb, I'm getting my Lethal Calibration, which is giving me crit damage. Mobs bleeding. So each damage over time effect increases the crit strike damage they receive from you by 4%. So if I'm on a single target, am I gonna run him through the vines? If I'm on a single target here, then I'm doing a lot of like just stacking stats and damage. So that's pretty cool. So that's pretty neat. So that's kind of how, like, Sentinel is looking. You're looking at getting a lot of stacks with stats. You no longer have the cringe. So why are you sending me here? Am I supposed to jump off? They want me to jump off, don't they? Are the follower dudes trying to get rid of me? I think they are. Follow me, friends. So that's kind of how Sentinel is looking. Obviously, I'm not level 90, so I would have, like, Flame Fang Pitch, and I'd have some bomb reduction stuff here. I think I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I'm not taking a bunch of stuff that's reducing bomb cooldown, because I don't have any haste right now. So my default Wildfire Bomb is at a 14-second recharge, which is really quite long. And even if I take all the reduction talents, I mean, I'd have to sacrifice a lot of other stuff. And I really don't think I would be gaining that. Is this another boss? Wow, that's boss straight into another boss. That's really cool, actually. Whoopsies. So that's that. With Pack Leader, yeah, you've got a lot of, like, auto-attack stuff. You can build around, like, this bleed damage build. And I guess I can show that off a little bit. Can I drop this and pick up this? There we go. So your auto attacks are going to give you focus. Then can I go? So let me drop the mongoose stacks for now. Let me pick up. Well, I'm not going to pick up bleed damage because you can't even see. There's no DPS meter. But imagine I would take that. I'm going to grab shrapnel bomb. Periodic effects are now going to be bleeds. I then want. I guess I don't need Raptor Swipe right now. I also don't need Outland Venom and Sick'em. But in theory, I would grab those. I guess with Flame Fang Pitch, the imbuement is quite good. I can also get... no, I want this right now. Wildfire Tar. So enemies affected by a Wildfire Bomb's periodic damage take 15% increased damage from your pet. So if you think if me and my pet are attacking really quickly, then I'm just getting a flat 15% increased damage on my pet's damage. Like, that's really quite good, I think. So yeah, there is, like... I mean, what do you guys think? You let me know. But, you know, there's some stuff going on here. It's just a lot of it doesn't really change how you're playing per se. But I think for some people, they might be very happy with this design. I know there's been a lot of comments in my previous video. People have really been talking about whether... So many comments. An unbelievable amount of comments from people talking about whether or not Survival Hunter should still have bombs and, like, boomstick and this sort of tinker, engineer designed skills or not. Okay, apparently they want me to go this way. I don't know why they want me to go this way. It seems weird, but... They're sending these guys. Where are they? Where are we going? Lead the way. I'm gonna let my tank lead the way. But yeah, that's kind of how things are looking there with survival. Like I say, just there's not too much in changing your gameplay with your actions, with your different loadouts. But let me know. Yeah, some people kind of unsure of the design intent, the theme that survival should be going for. For me, having played it a bit more in, like, this dungeon, I am feeling a bit better about it. Like, I am feeling like it could be pretty decent. It's just going to be very simple, I think. A lot of stuff is just going to naturally occur for you passively. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully seeing a bit of gameplay here has been enjoyable. I know it's been a bit stop-starty because I've also been trying to just actually show you the talents that I'm using so you understand. Because if I just played and didn't show you the different talents and how they synergize, then you would legit just think that I was like, you wouldn't even know. If I didn't tell you that I changed talents, you wouldn't know. So yeah, like I say, not really tried to go for, like, I don't know what these the follow dungeons are so trash, man. It's so hard to just get him to follow me. But I'm not going for, like, this build, optimal, all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to find synergies and talents and things that you're trying to track and do in your gameplay. But Oh, I forgot to mention with Sentinel. Sorry. So Sentinel also has this new tree on the side here. So your Chakram. So when you use Takedown for 15 seconds afterwards, you can use your Chakram. You then can get a talent that gives you a Wild Charge, Wildfire Bomb when you use Chakram. And also guarantees a Sentinel's Mark application. You could also just make it do damage in AoE. And then there's your Moonlight Chakram. It deals increased damage each time it bounces. Now, if you're only on a single target, that Chakram will just pummel a single target. If you're in AoE, it'll do AoE. Like, Sentinel's looking really good right now in terms of the damage profile. In fact, I think both of them are really. I think both of them are going to be good in single target and AoE. Burst AoE, like, should be fine. But that's everything from me, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know what you want to see next. I'm streaming Alpha all the time now. I'm playing every single spec that I can. I've done videos on Feral, Balance, Survival, Enhance, and more to come. Thanks for watching. Take care.